All right, ladies and gents, welcome back.
It's Friday.
You know what that means.
Excuse me. It's time for the best sports podcast around.
It's time to kick back on a Friday and make a bag.
Absolutely. You guys know what we love to do over here. We got a beautiful slate planned for you guys today. We'll start things off with the MLB as per usual, and then we'll get into some of our other topics. We're going to do some NFL reactions to our first NFL game of the season last night, and then we'll get into some NBA. So we're getting to the point of the season where we can start discussing playoffs and real contenders and teams that are real threats and maybe some teams that aren't real threats that are high up in their rankings. I think, it's crazy to me again this year as it currently stands. Milwaukee Brewers have the most wins in baseball.
Yeah, they've turned things around completely. Obviously, one of the better bullpens in baseball with star standout Mizorowski.
Yeah, but I think the biggest problem for Milwaukee is the lack of starting pitchers outside of Jacob Mizorowski. They're not the worst in the world, but their rotation could definitely be better. I know they attacked the Tariq Skubal trade before the Dodgers went and grabbed him. Tariq Skubal, Jacob Mizorowski, two-headed go at the top of the rotation would have been insane for playoffs. But I think the Brewers still definitely have a chance. Baseball is definitely not anything to hang your head on. Last year, they were a top team as well. They got bounced by the Dodgers. But they put up a very good fight against LA. I think the Brewers are definitely contenders. I think the emergence of Jacob Mizorowski has helped them as he's become their flat-out ace and is doing big things in that spot. So, yeah, I think the Brewers, I think we can call them contenders.
Absolutely.
We can discuss, obviously we're not going to discuss like the Dodgers. We know they're contenders. Probably going to win it all.
And bigger payroll than 90% of the league.
Yeah. One thing we can talk about is the return of the Atlanta Braves. They've played very well this year, only sitting 2 games behind the Brewers in wins in total this year, 70 and 45. They've got a good pitching rotation back. Acuna seems to be healthy at the moment, and their rotation is firing.
I'm going to say we've seen Matt Olson take over and kind of keep his stride, even with Acuna actually being healthy and back in the lineup. We've seen the bullpen take a step up. Spencer Strider actually getting some reps in this season. So we've seen that when their teams can actually come together and play some games together, they're a pretty solid unit.
Yeah, I think this is what all Braves fans were hoping when they put this core together. The fact that Chris Sale, at his age of 37, is still playing at such an elite level is huge for them. He's 12-6 on the year with a 2.08 ERA. He's played absolutely fantastic, played the best ball of his life. The rest of the rotation behind them is playing very well as well. Guys like Bryce Elder, Grant Holmes, 2 guys that have been big parts of the rotation this year, are playing well. And obviously, like we said, their bats are firing on all cylinders. Matt Olson at 32 home runs is top 3 in the league, or top 5. He's been tremendous. Acuna has been firing. Drake Baldwin has been so huge for this team the last 2 years. One of the better rising stars in the league. I think you have to give the Braves contenders.
Sitting at a plus 121 run differential on the season.
That's insane. That is absolutely insane. Let's talk some pretenders. I'm going to go up to this AL East, and let's talk about the Tampa Bay Rays. This is a team we mentioned with Junior Caminero. Sitting at 68-46. On paper have been great. Leading the AL East, that is without Aaron Judge for the Yankees. And now bidding the run of the Boston Red Sox, closing the gap a little bit. What do we think about the Rays?
We've seen this is a division that's been kind of a toss-up in turmoil the last few seasons. We saw the Blue Jays just last season step up and go all the way to the World Series from this division. So, crazy to see Tampa Bay now doing that thing. I think the biggest issue here is they're 41-18 at home, 27-28 on the road, and you're going to have a lot of road games when it comes to playoff baseball.
Well, not if they continue this run of wins. They could get some home field advantage, but I think the biggest problem for the Rays, and something they tried to attack at the deadline and didn't do a very good job of it, is their pitching rotation. Nick Martinez and Drew Rasmussen have been fantastic. Their best 2 pitchers by far. Nick Martinez, a former Red, has been great for them this year. 11-3 with a 2.6 ERA. And you got Drew at what is he, 10-5 with a 2.9 ERA? These two guys have been great. But the guy you went out and got at the deadline is horrendous. They went out and acquired such a big contract from the Mets and Freddie Peralta at the deadline to try to strengthen their pitching rotation. And Peralta is horrendous. I think Peralta is horrible. He's not deserving of the bag. He got it all. He's 5-9 on the year with a 5.4 ERA. And in his first game as a Ray, he gave up 7 earned runs in 3.2 innings and 9 hits. This guy is not good. I think that was the worst trade they could have went out and done. So I think their biggest thing is just not having a lot of pitching depth is going to hurt them a lot in these playoff games. I think their bats are fine, though. Obviously, Junior Caminero is one of the best players in the league.
Speaking of bats that are fine, let's talk about the Astros.
Yeah, Rays pretenders.
Absolutely. I think the Astros also have an issue here.
Yeah.
We saw them go out and pick up Dalton Varsho at the deadline, which we thought would be another beautiful bat pickup. Where's the bullpen? Sitting at the top of the AL West right now, but with a minus 25 run differential, that's going to hurt you.
Yeah, I think the thing with the Astros, too, they're in a very deflated division. They're the only team above 500 in their whole division, and that's only by 2 games. That division just hasn't been great this year. I think they're going to scrape into a playoff spot just by the fact that they can win a division. But yeah, I think the Astros outside of Yordan Alvarez are hard pretenders. Their pitching rotation just isn't that great, and outside of, Paredes and Alvarez, you don't have much power.
Yeah, absolutely.
We can talk about 1 or 2 more teams before we move on. Another team I wanted to mention that's going to surprise a lot of people. Let's talk about the Chicago White Sox for a second.
Absolutely.
This is a team that is very young. They have a lot of young pieces that could be very good in years to come. But they're performing now. This team has been in battles with so many teams. They're, once again, the only team in their division above 500 by 4 games, sitting at 59 and 55. Their pitching rotation has been very surprisingly really good. And behind the bats of their top 3 guys, and Murakami, Vargas, and Colson Montgomery, this team could be scary for some teams come the playoff time.
Absolutely. They also picked up a late bat substitution in Joey Bart from the Braves, who can come in and go yard at any point. This is a team that last year, especially 2 years ago, though, that you never would have expected to be top of their division. They're running away with it with Murakami this year.
Yeah, and it's crazy to watch, man. The White Sox last year were the poverty team. We didn't know if they'd win 30 games. And here they are now, probably more than likely going to be a playoff team at this rate. I don't know if I can call them contenders yet, but I definitely think they're a team to watch out for. Just sneakily, especially in the years to come, they're going to be a team to keep an eye on.
Oh, 100%. They're young, and barring some bullpen additions in that farm system, this team could be great 4 years to come.
Yeah, they were in probably the game of the year last night with the Boston Red Sox, who have been the hottest team in baseball since the All-Star break. They're 18-3 in their last 21 games or something crazy. And they were in an insane battle with them last night. The Red Sox finally walked it off in the bottom of the 13th last night, but there were runs scored in 4 straight innings. Every time the White Sox put up a run that thought they were going to win, the Red Sox came back and matched it. So just unfortunate for them, but they're battling with some of the best teams in the league.
Absolutely.
So shout out the White Sox. I think the White Sox are definitely a team that are going to be scary in a few years. But they're pretenders for now, unfortunately. I don't think they make a huge run yet, but keep an eye on them. All right. I think that's enough baseball talk. We still have some things to get through football and basketball-wise.
I think someone that's a lock for the contenders this season, the Cincinnati Reds, They're right there. I think they got a great lineup. Their bullpen's great. Players like Chase Burns. You got the rise of Ellie De La Cruz, Sal Stewart. The team would be great come playoff time. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
On to football.
Yeah, we're not going to get into that right now. On football, as I mentioned earlier, we had our first game of the season last night.
We made it. We're back.
Did you watch it?
Did.
That game was elite.
People forgot. This is Super Bowl winning Kenny Pickett.
Who
and national
wasn't even
championship. Yeah, wasn't in there for like
yeah.
And national championship runner-up Carson Beck.
Listen,
this is something I never thought I'd say after the Miami game in the national championship. This is something I never thought I'd say at the national level. Carson Beck looked great.
Yeah. Yeah, he did. he looked very good. He looked like he could be a future starter for this Arizona Cardinals team who has, or I guess doesn't have, a QB of the future.
Exactly. You're resting a lot on Jacoby Brissett's shoulders if you can get the contract talks and all that figured out. But why not give Beck a chance? My biggest issue is, what are you losing?
You're not.
You had 3 wins last season.
And you have 3 pieces on offense that you could build around. And Jeremiah Love, Marvin Harrison, and Trey McBride. If you get someone to get these guys the ball, who knows what could happen with Mike LaFleur at the helm now.
Yeah, you have youth and potential in Beck. Use it while you can.
Yeah.
You're barring a Sam Darnold random breakout from Jacoby Brissett, we know what he is.
And LaFleur was such a fantastic coordinator, the brother of one of the best offensive minds in the league, Matt LaFleur. This guy could take over a team that has some pieces. And if you get a quarterback, I think they drafted him, the 4th or 5th round, Beck, that was? Maybe 3rd, something like that. But at that value, if he can play like he did last night, always, it could be scary. This man went 15 for 19, 188, and a passing touchdown with no picks in one of the most competitive, if not the most competitive Hall of Fame game I've ever seen in my life. Let's not just, if we're talking quarterback play, though, let's not just talk Carson Beck. There's another rookie we need to talk about who made a name for himself last night.
Mr. Slovis.
Haynes King, former Army or Navy, one of the two, I don't remember which one, quarterback, balled out.
Yeah, he used to be a dog. You remember the mock drafts before the season started? He was projected to be that guy.
What people forget, too, is Haynes King is a run-first type of quarterback. Those schemes at Army and Navy are 90% run plays. This guy was putting up 200 rushing yards a game, 3 rushing touchdowns all the time, like consistently. Last night, he showed that he was not only a runner. This man went 21 for 34 with 180 passing yards and 2 passing touchdowns. 3 carries on the ground, 39 rushing yards, and the game-winning rushing touchdown on the game-winning drive. Did you see the play? It looked like a Mendoza-type play in the national championship. Bro split the middle, bounced off somebody, dove in the end zone. Like, it was nasty. Kenny Pickett didn't play bad either. 8 for 11, 62 yards. But who thought we were going to see cinema with Haynes King versus Carson Beck in the Hall of Fame game? I mean, if that's not getting you excited for football season, then I don't know what will. I mean, that game was beautiful.
Yeah.
That was better than a lot of the games I watched last year, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, we're watching a lot of bench competition, a lot of people just trying to fight for a roster spot. And they look great.
Yeah, that they do.
No Jeremiah Love, obviously. Big eyes on him last night. Didn't touch the rock, didn't come in for a snap. He was on the sidelines, undressed. Don't want to risk injury with the number 4 pick. Yeah. But they look good.
Yeah, that game was a lot of fun. If we're going to get games like that out of third stringers, then I'm more than excited to get into real games this season. I think Carson Beck's stock is huge after this, though. I'm not buying too much into the Haynes King stock yet, just due to the fact that obviously Bryce Young, Kenny Pickett are on the roster. He's not going to get a lot of pull come real season time. But just the fact that he balled out last night was huge. That was an amazing game. And it's got me more than pumped for football season.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, that's the only game we had. There wasn't any betting-wise. There was no prop bets or anything we could get into, unfortunately. But it was still fun. I had a blast with it nonetheless. Speaking of football, though, I'm excited. We began talking about this each week now. We're going to continue to talk about it as we get closer. Fantasy football season is approaching. I've done a couple of drafts myself. We've done a draft live. We released the official 2026-27 Travis and Jon Show Fantasy Football Guide last week.
Go check out the YouTube.
Absolutely. We cooked last year. I won our money league last year following our guide from last year. So make sure you go check that out. We've got some beautiful takes in there over on the YouTube. Link is in our link tree here on the Facebook bio.
Very useful tips, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, absolutely. I went in and done a random draft following our guide the other night. And not to toot my own horn, but that team goes absolutely crazy. So go check it out.
That's all it takes.
Yeah, facts. keep an eye out on the Facebook. We'll be releasing news on the Travis Show annual leagues this year. Paid league, free league. And finally, a real official, should be very well ran, sleeper version of a Dynasty League that we're going to continue to run. So,
absolutely. Excited to actually get that underway.
Yeah, absolutely. Anything you want to mention here for the football section?
Well, I think we kind of covered the topics. We're back. We're excited to actually dive into some real props, some deal or no deal, and all the fun facets that come with the NFL season. So stay tuned.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a lot of fun in the NFL season, so it's definitely something you don't want to miss. Speaking of football, just quickly again, wanted to throw out that in 2 weeks' time, we will be officially announcing the Northeastern High School varsity football games for the Northeastern Broadcasting Team. Go give them a follow here on Facebook. You can find them from us sharing the stream and things. We'll get their links and everything up. But make sure you go follow them. We'll be broadcasting all season long for them. We're super excited for that opportunity. And that's something you guys will definitely have to check out. But we'll slide things over to basketball real quick. Talk a little bit of basketball before we close things out. Unfortunately, we're still in a very weak spot outside of the summer league. Or I think summer league's over. So I don't know why I said that. Summer league is over. So we have no basketball at the moment. But we're going to talk a little bit of not pretenders, a little bit of power rankings. Probably just our top 10 for a little too early power rankings for the NBA season.
Absolutely. Nothing better to dive into some of the rankings and talk way too early before the season's even here.
Absolutely. I guess we'll do this together. We'll go down the list and we'll attempt to agree on where we believe things are. All right, do you want to start at number 1? I know it's probably not fun for either of us, but I think we know who goes on. Unfortunately.
You think so?
I mean, yeah, probably. Unfortunately.
They get better? They get worse?
I don't think they really did either, but
when you do what you do.
I mean, they're top 3.
I think they still got to be 1, right?
Yeah. I think number 1 going into the season has to be the Oklahoma City Thunder. 2024 champs, not 2025.
I don't know. You don't have the Spurs at 1?
Oh, that's who you wanted to go on?
I have them still sitting at 1. I don't know. I mean, Wemby only gets better.
Yeah.
We know Wemby's an alien. Castle supposedly grew another 2 feet.
Yeah, Castle and Harper are really good. They added Tobias Harris. I mean, they did own the Thunder last year, so I guess it's only right. They beat them in the regular season and the playoffs, so. Yeah, we'll go Spurs at 1. Should have been the reigning champs, but Jalen Brunson had something to say about that.
Exactly.
But yeah, I'll go with the Spurs. I think they get back this year. I don't know. The West is a very stacked division or conference. It was last year as well, but yeah, we'll go Spurs. Then I guess do we go Knicks at 2?
I feel like they still got to be here.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, until you show me otherwise, obviously you won the chip. Magical run there.
They probably would have beat the Knicks if that was the matchup. I don't know. The Knicks played well all playoffs long. I guess I can't say that, but you got to go Thunder at 2. I mean, they're just so good. Back-to-back MVP. They're always going to be in contention. They'll probably be the number 1 seed in the West. We'll go Thunder at 2. At 3 is where you start to toss me up, because I think I know who I would go at 3, but we're not going to agree. Who do you have?
Well, where would we put the Knicks?
I guess we can put the Knicks. I don't see. That's what I'm saying. Though. I don't think they're the best team in the East this year. I don't. I think it's the Sixers.
Yeah.
On paper, this team has 3 All-Stars. They have would have been Rookie of the Year without a Cooper Flag, Colin Knippel race. He was 3rd in voting. And they have, who's the other starter? Maxey, Edgecombe, Brown, LeBron, and Embiid. Yeah, never mind. You have 4 All-Stars in your starting lineup and a rookie. This team is tremendous. I don't think there's any holes anywhere. You have 2 MVPs. If you can have depth and these guys can mesh, I think they're the number 1 seed in the East.
Biggest issue is just health.
Yeah. No, for sure.
We know LeBron's getting up to 42. Embiid obviously hasn't played a season above 60 games.
Right.
No doubt in Jaylen Brown, obviously. He just had a lot of weight on his shoulders last season, so that could accumulate.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you still have Maxey. You have Edgecombe, who should have been Rookie of the Year if he stayed healthy. I mean, there's a lot of pieces still there.
But that's what I'm saying, though. Unless all 5 of them get hurt, you're going to have an all-star or 2 all-stars on the floor at all times. Like, LeBron's going to probably miss some games. I'm sure take some load management. I'm sure Embiid's going to take some load management. But these guys, Maxey, Brown, and Edgecombe, unless they get hurt, they're going to play every game.
Team I would have put above the Knicks before they added LeBron.
Yeah.
And then you add LeBron.
Yeah, I mean, you added 2 of the best players in the league. LeBron and Jaylen Brown in the same offseason and didn't lose anybody at all is insane to me. So, yeah.
Of significance.
Yeah, right. I just think it's a no-brainer. I think on paper, they could have been number 1 on the power rankings on paper, if we're being honest. But I had the Sixers at 3. And I guess that leaves the Knicks at 4. You can't put the reigning champs down too far. The Knicks are good, especially under Mike Brown. Once they got away from D'Antoni, things changed. Yeah, that was his name, right? Yeah. Mike Brown has been great at the helm. Former coach of the year, was awesome in Sacramento. I don't know why they ever got rid of him. But he's used that team to its full potential. That was the problem with D'Antoni. He played the same 7 players, 40 minutes a game. But we see what they do with depth. Thibodeau, that's not what it was.
D'Antoni's now old Rockets. I was sitting here like, that's not the right guy.
Yeah, no. See, they're both Mike, though. I think that's what messed me up. Mike Thibodeau, Mike D'Antoni. Tom Thibodeau. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Doug Thibodeau.
Yeah. I don't know what I'm talking about. Just ignore me.
The Knicks.
Tom Thibodeau. That's what I meant.
Ground.
I don't know where I got D'Antoni. Whatever. But yeah, well, ever since he left, they've been much better off. They were a deep team last year, and is a huge reason why they won the finals. So nothing changed. They still got the core together. Didn't lose anybody. So I think 4 is a good spot for the reigning champs. All right, that brings us to 5. I think it's where things get a little interesting. I don't know. I think I'm between probably 2. Who do you have?
I mean, I have a team with someone that's going to be yearning for an MVP this season. Looks great in the offseason. Doesn't have someone riding the coattails. These are the last 2 teams I had. I don't know where to put.
Okay. I'm with that, but I also think there's, I don't know. I love my team. I do. I don't want to be biased, but I think there's really good rosters out here. I'm going to throw out a few teams that we can throw in the mix. I think the Timberwolves.
I was going to say, I think with the addition of LaMelo, the Timberwolves are going to be a lot faster. They're going to be a lot more high pace. And trying to stop both of those is going to be an issue. I don't think either one of them are the selfish need the ball in their hands necessarily.
LaMelo is a dish first guy.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen LaMelo average double-digit assists. We know what he can do, ball or not. So having them both in that offense, a team that went 49-33 on a down year for them, I think it'll be pretty good.
I agree. I think this spot's between Timberwolves. I think the Heat have to be mentioned soon with the addition of Giannis.
True.
The Nuggets are in that category still, just the fact that Jokic is so good. Then I think maybe talk about the Lakers, the Cavs. I'm okay with putting the Timberwolves here at 5.
Yeah, I like that.
I think they're really good. We already know He's the future face of the league, if not already. He's so good with the addition of a pass-first point guard in LaMelo, and also a guy that can put up 40 points if you need him to. Still having Gobert and everybody, I just think they're going to mesh very well together. I'm okay with the Timberwolves at 5.
I think I have my 10. I think next is a good spot for the Heat.
I agree. I think just the addition of Giannis itself is great. He's so much better than Tyler Hero. It's going to bring such a different factor to that team.
I mean, we saw Bam, obviously, call it what you want, but put up 83 points. In
43 free throws.
Yeah, we can call it what we want, but it's 83 points on the box score. You get a player like Giannis who carried Milwaukee and that roster to the championship. Nobody else in that team outside of maybe Chris Middleton made a factor of that whole playoff run. Giannis in himself is a team and an all-star, obviously. So I think he'll be great in Miami.
Yeah.
Actual coerced to run with.
Davion Mitchell has been in Greece, literally staying in Greece to train with Giannis. The fact that he already has that kind of pull on his teammates is huge. He's going to come in and be an immediate leader. People are going to look up to him, and he's going to rally that core together. I think they're going to be great. He might have a better team than he did at Milwaukee. So we'll go Heat at 6. Who you have at 7?
The Nuggets.
I'm okay with that.
I mean, we haven't seen him get worse. Player like Jokic, we're going to have to see the downfall until we say otherwise.
Yeah. Nothing really changed for them, but we know they can be good with the core they have. Just some more depth in Denver, and they'll be fine.
Yeah, again, even going 54-28 seemed like a down year for them. Had some issues. Michael Porter Jr. staying healthy.
Cam Johnson? Michael Porter Jr. isn't a Nugget. Peyton Watson?
No.
Who are you trying to think of?
Murray.
Jamal Murray?
Jamal Murray. Obviously, he had some injury issues last season. They'll be back and they'll be healthy, so that's a team you'll have to prove it otherwise.
Yeah. I think I know my final 3 teams. I just don't know if I know the order.
Now's a good spot for the Lakers.
I agree. Now, I don't think this is bias. I even dropped them on the list from where you wanted them. I think if we can stay healthy, this is a better team than Luka dragged to the finals in Dallas. Obviously, he had Kyrie, but depth-wise and just people around him, we bought in. We built around Luka.
I was going to say, we've said it for almost 2 years straight. They need to build around Luka. That's what Dallas did. That's how they got somewhere.
Yeah.
Finally, this offseason, LeBron announced he was leaving. Lakers front office did the one right thing, decided to build around Luka Doncic.
We signed 3 players in a matter of 5 minutes.
That are straight defensive players. Get the ball to Luka. He's been in great shape this offseason.
Yeah.
You get players that can defend around Luka, and that team will be great. We already know he can put up 40-point triple-doubles.
I agree. We paid Austin Reeves a bag. We believe in him. He's been fantastic for us. He's been the second option, even with LeBron on the roster.
I was going to say, he shoved LeBron to a third option. That's a player we've seen not take a step, but a leap.
Yeah, for sure. And then, we got Colin Sexton to take Marcus Smart's role. Walker Kessler is a really good body to have in the paint.
A lot of people forget about Walker Kessler just because he was in Utah.
Mm-hmm.
Small market, no lies. A lot of people are going to be looking towards Walker Kessler now that he's in LA.
100%. Yeah, I think this is a great spot. I think if Luka can come back and stay healthy, rally this team, we're going to be a playoff team, no doubt. And I think we can make a deep run. I was saying it before he left. I think we're going to be better without LeBron. I'm not a LeBron hater. LeBron's great. Top 3 player of all time. I understand that. But I just think where we're at now and where he's at in his career, we're better off without him. Wishing the best of luck in Philly. Hope they succeed, but I'm excited for the future, and I'm excited for this Luka-led team.
Absolutely. I know my 10, but at 9, between the Pistons and the Cavs.
Yeah, I'm going Cavs. The Pistons scare me. For one, I don't think Jalen Duren's returning. We saw them fumble in the playoffs last year when they faced some team with some experience. I think they're still very young. I think Cade Cunningham is great. He's a future MVP, top 5 point guard in the league right now. But I don't think he's enough. Without Jalen Duren, this team's going to be much different. A lot of their regular season success was around Jalen Duren. He's still a free agent. He hasn't signed back. I'm not sure if they have restricted rights or anything on him, but I don't think he'll be back from the looks of it. So without Jalen Duren, this team drops out of the number 1 seed in the East easy. The Cavs, though, was the team that I was going to put at 9 anyways. I think the Cavs are really good. They were super close last year. Obviously, we ran into a super hot Knicks team. But I think their biggest problem is just James Harden. I think if James Harden can get it together, he can play his role and not try to do too much.
He's got to find his role. That's the issue.
Yeah, they'd be fine. On paper, this team is great. I mean, it's great. You have a 30-point per game scorer in Donovan Mitchell.
They went 64-18 last season.
Yeah.
82 NBA games. They lost 18.
You have the Twin Towers in the front court, Mobley and Allen. I'm not going to say that, actually. But a top 3 front court in the league, yeah. And then if James Harden just plays his role as the point guard and runs the offense and dishes the ball, they'll be fine. They'll get back to the playoffs. They'll be a top 3 seed in the East this year. I think they'll be okay. Yeah, and then number 10. Yeah, no.
We started 10-14 2 seasons ago and got to the Game 7 of the NBA Finals. Barring a Tyrese Halliburton Achilles, we're looking at possible NBA champion Pacers. The Thunder may have not even been on this list because they would have been bounced twice.
This is true.
We lost absolutely. Well, Benedict Mathurin, obviously, is a substitution from our 2-year-ago run. We added Ibaka Zubac. We added Kelly Oubre Jr. Tyrese Halliburton is fully healthy and ready to go. This team will be a top 3 team in the East.
I mean, you filled your biggest hole from your championship year in a center that can protect the rim,
a center that can
play big ball. Yeah, right. I think it all comes down to how healthy is Tyrese Halliburton. I mean, that run was Tyrese Halliburton. That Pacers team was good. Don't get me wrong. You had some guys have some big games, make some big plays, but you were in the finals because of Tyrese Halliburton. There's no doubt about it. I mean, he had so many big plays, so many game winners. Yeah. If he can come back and play at an elite level, you'll be right back in that conversation. He has more pieces around him. I think Kelly Oubre is almost the same, going to give you the same as Benedict Mathurin did, maybe a little less. But you still have pieces injured. Nim Harden guys are stepping up. I mean, I like it. You have a full, great starting 5.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen Aaron Nesmith go 9 for 9 and heat things up from the arc. We have the 8th overall pick and Jarris Walker still on roster. Johnny Flurpy's been young and great. We've seen players that can come in and torch up off the bench. Our depth has been our strongest piece, and we have lost nothing.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, we all talked about this last year. We knew the Pacers were going to come back, and I think Zubac is so much bigger for you guys than anybody understands. He's miles better than Miles Turner.
Yeah, we lost the race that we were racing last season, and that was the race for a top 5 pick. We were tanking. There were rules written because of us. They came and visited us and fined us. We were obviously tanking. 2 seasons ago, we were an Achilles and 30-some-odd minutes from a possible Pacers championship.
Yeah.
This team will be a top 3 team in the East.
Yeah. Pacers and Lakers final would feed.
We still need it. That cup run didn't count.
I mean, we had a tease. They were teasing us.
They know.
We need a real 7-game series.
As soon as we talked about it, our 2 teams in the Cup championship, come on now.
Yeah. Would be elite.
I said, all right, we got to see how they react to this.
Facts.
Said, oh my God, Pacers and Lakers have put on the most entertaining Cup game we've ever seen.
Luka versus Tyrese Halliburton would be cinema.
Great.
Nah, yeah.
Zubac versus Walker Kessler, the 2 centers that were doubted and looked at. All I'm saying.
Makes for the most perfect finals, or final story. Finals, build up, I guess is the word I'm looking for. Hopefully, fingers crossed that, this year goes well, obviously.
Absolutely. But both teams were looking for help all across the NBA, obviously, losing big players. And Jason Tatum, all these other players last season. Injuries are always a tough part of the sport. But obviously, when you see big star names go down like that and alter franchises, it sucks.
Yeah, 100% sucks. But super excited for this season. A lot of big moves this offseason. A lot of big names move. We're super excited to get into the full season. We're getting closer and closer. Football is upon us. Once football begins, we'll be able to start the countdown for basketball. We're almost there. Almost there. It's been a very grueling offseason for both sports, but yeah, we're getting through it.
We say it almost every week, but we just get better each week. There's more to dive into each week, more segments, more ideas coming up every time. So make sure you're checking out the link tree in our bio to be following us on Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, TikTok. Go check us out on Spotify. There's a billion platforms that we're on. Just look us up.
Absolutely. That was beautifully said. Make sure you go check out our fantasy football draft guide on the YouTube. Link is in our link tree in our bio, as John just mentioned. We have links to all of our other platforms on there. I think that's covers our NBA section now.
We should be back next Friday on the 14th, so make sure you stay in tune. Again, as you mentioned, Northeastern Broadcasting is coming up. We will be on Northeastern live streams. Go check out their page, follow that page. We'll be sharing them around as well. But we have our schedule along with the Northeastern schedule pinned to the top of our page for everybody to clearly see.
Absolutely. We will be live next week, but we won't be live the week after that. So make sure you're here next week. You don't miss out. The 21st will be live for Northeastern for our first official game.
Go follow the Northeastern page and make sure you don't miss our beautiful faces when we're not on here.
Absolutely. But we appreciate all the love and support tonight. Anybody that tuned in, hung out, commented, liked, whatever, for any amount of time. We appreciate you guys. Make sure you go check out the link tree in our bio. Give us a follow on all of our other social platforms. Make sure you check out Northeastern Broadcasting. We'll be there very, very soon. And go check out our YouTube with the Fantasy Football Draft Guide.
Absolutely.
Anything else you want to close us out with?
I think that was beautiful.
All right. Well, we appreciate you guys. We'll see you back here next Friday. As always.
Been the Travis and Jon Show.
Live.
On Facebook Live.
And
TikTok Live.
Peace out, guys. Have a great weekend.